I think beggars are just victims of the overcapitalization of our country in general.
Beggars are the peoples or like a person who doesn't like their parents were not responsible enough to take care of them, which means they do things or they lead to do things which is bad. For example, they would commit a crime for them to have or to feed themselves.
There's two answers for that, like two other sides. Well, in the other side, I think about like if they will just work their ass off there so that they could earn their own money. But on the other side, I think of them like maybe they would just, or maybe like, how would I feel about them? Maybe I could pity them, but if only they could know how to earn money so that they won't be beggars anymore.
Those people really need assistance.
For my own perspectives to beggars, they are also part of our society where we treat them as humans. They are still humans, and even though that their level in the society was not that high or was not in the standards in terms of the societal perspective, but for me they are still human. We are alike to them, and we are both equal in terms of biologically defined meaning to them.
For me, beggars are less fortunate people, and they are less fortunate, no privileges to like us to probably go to school. So yeah.
Don't ignore them. Never mind them if they talk to you. Just ignore.
Okay. So for me, I feel pity for the beggars because they're always asking help from others. But I think they should help themselves also because we are living in the third what do you call that one also in a poor country, so we need to help each other we have to help each other so that there will be no beggars, and the government should also help those poor people.
They are underprivileged.
Yeah, most of them, like what he said, are underprivileged, and like most of them came from their province, and then eventually they came here in the city to seek for opportunities, and they weren't able to find that. That's why they end up being beggars on the street.
Okay, so beggars in the Philippines are really common around here. Usually you see them around the streets, and yeah, I think of beggars, they are really helpless, and they need help, and they need more support from the government and from the people. So I think beggars, they need, yeah, I think they really need help because in the Philippines there are more beggars around here, and especially Philippines is a, you know, it's a country that is underdeveloped. Yeah, that is true, and yeah, that's what I think of beggars, and yeah.
So I think of beggars are the underprivileged citizen of the Philippines, and I think beggars come from a family of poor decision making, and that they are somewhat of a burden to society because they are jobless. Most of all, they just beg for money in the streets, and I cannot blame them if their families are underprivileged. But I think on their own, they should be able to do something of or find a job like that.
What I think about beggars is they are the people who are lazy enough to, or they are less privileged people who are who weren't um, able to get job or able to earn something for themselves. Um, some beggars are actually chooses that they want to be a beggar or they chose that kind of lifestyle, but um, most of them actually they don't just wanna make a change in themselves.
I think beggars are what the community could be like if we help them out. They could be so much better. They can be a help more to our community. They can help other people too if we just give them the chance.
Yes, yes. That they need. This is the most common problem in the Philippines because due to the like what do you call this?
unemployment.
to the unemployment or the poverty in the Philippines. That's all.
Um, I think even if in rich countries, there are also some beggars. So it's not an exception here in the Philippines that there is no beggar. So since Philippines is a poor country, it is expected to have like beggars here in the country. Yeah, that's what I think.
Whenever I walk around the city, I can see many beggars around, and I feel pity because they don't have a place to stay, a proper food to eat.
Sometimes if I have extra food, I just give them food right away instead of money, so that we can make sure na it's more important for them to have something to eat. But most of the times, I'm just really cautious in general.
First thing I'll say to the beggars when they talk to me is that I'll ask if where's their parents, because supposedly it's their parents that would take care of them, since they have the responsibility to take care of their child that they gave birth to.
Usually they ask immediately money, so if ever I have some coins here in my extra money, so I usually give them. But some of them, if I could see them that it they're not that really worthy of me giving them some money, sometimes I just ignore them. But most of the time I give if I have extra money. Yeah.
I usually give them money because I pity them.
So when beggars do approach to me, I also do interaction to them.
Me personally, I help them in ways that I can like give them food, but I don't give them money. I just give them food if I have extra food.
Don't talk to them.
I always advise I always give them advice to work if for example like beggars who is still very young. I always tell them to work like doing laundry or whatever work that they are capable of than asking money from other people.
Well, we usually experience this because we are studying in a city. So whenever there are beggars, we usually would just ignore them, because if you entertain them, they will eventually come to you and then ask for more. So the every time we give, and then there would be another group of beggars who would ask. So we usually just ignore them. Yeah. Although we feel sad for them, but we have to ignore because we don't have money to give as well.
It is also better to
Any
give
other?
them food than money food, no?
Yes, we prefer to give them food than money, because there are some organization that is using the beggars for, what do you call that, for illegal doings. Yeah, like that.
I've been approached by several beggars. So the thing that I would do first is ask or interact with them, and not to try to think. I know we all have this stereotypical, thinking that beggars usually steals from you, but you need to interact with them. You need to cooperate with them because sometimes their intentions are not what you think. So I think it's better to interact with them slowly than letting them let your mind think that you sorry that let your stereotypical mind think over. So I think we should listen to them rather than uh assuming of what they do.
So what I do to beggars when they go near me or when they ask for food is I will give them food, but I won't give them money, because if you give them money, they will just use it on other useless things that they can, to satisfy themselves. So if a beggar comes to you for asking for money, just give them food instead of money, because it will benefit them more than the money you give them, because they will be able to feed their family and themselves.
When I see a beggar, when they approach me, I usually do the act of contrition, um, show them a clemency, but also I want them for better life, and then I'm hoping for them that they'll make changes in their life. But I'm not uh I'm not as um, people who judge them that they are beggars, but rather help them to become what they need and what they really want in life.
If I have the means, like if I have like extra money or something like that or extra food, I try my best to just help them out, like give them even a small amount so that it could help them eat for the day or at the moment, yeah, something like that.
I would do the same to them na they will give them some little money for them to buy food for the day and to give them like spare food, and that's all.
Honestly, it's sometimes scary when they approach you, like you don't know them, then they approach you suddenly. It's scary, but yeah, I pity them also, so I give some money or food or whatever that I can give in any small amount. Yeah.
There are beggars who are good and there are others who are bad. But sometimes, when they talk to me, I also converse with them in a in a respectful way, and then have fun talking to them. I also sometimes I also give um, money for them to have.
I think it's a really bigger problem, and I think that we should continue to speak up and work as a nation to be able to solve this bigger problem that is definitely bigger if it's really big, but as a nation, I think we can really come together and come up with a solution. That's all. Thank you.
For me, we should implement family planning. Like there should be a counseling about family planning because in that way, people would know or people would have an idea on how to build a family in a correct way. I'm I, I'm not on against having or giving birth, but in giving birth we should be responsible. Like if we would build a family, we should be responsible enough to know what we're supposed to do.
I don't think it's not us who would need to do something for them. I think they should do something for themselves so that they won't be beggars anymore. But if the government would think something about them, then maybe government would do that for themselves as well, for the beggars.
As I have seen in the society today, most beggars were the old ones, and as a teenager, we really need to um, support and take care of our parents, because most of the people really abandon the um, their parents. That's why some beggars were um, in the streets begging for alms. And yeah, that's it. We really need to support and take care of our parents, because at the end of the day, that's our parents and we need them.
First, I guess we could do a proper communication to them, and also as a concerned citizen, we could also approach people with those in position, or I guess that we could seek help for them, or we could support them in any way, in economically, in for their basic for their basic needs, for example their food, or for their shelter, or for their water. Or we could do everything, like for example we could raise an awareness where we could seek help from other people, or we could gain money for financial assistance to them, and the rest, may I say that the government could also help for them.
I think this is like a very sensitive question to the government or to all of us because it's affecting like the entire Philippines. If we if plenty like let's just say if there's like plenty of people who are less fortunate and um, it would be best that our government would help them in ways that they could go to school, support them, like we do have like we call it DSWD here in the Philippines, but I think it's less supported, and I think our government should like focus on them to help them, and so that also they can help the country to like in like progress.
The government have to give them houses, give them places to stay.
Oh, the government should help the those people by giving them livelihood like trainings and other projects that will give a employment to them like permanent employment.
Yeah, actually, I've heard that there is a program in the government that
The
is actually
Balik
helping.
Provincia?
Yeah, the Balik Provincia program. Well, the people who are from the province and then they came here, who are unfortunately weren't able to find opportunities, they are taken back to their province so that they can progress or grow in their very
Homeland.
homeland. Yes, but for that, it's really the government who has the power to fix and take over the beggars on the street. Yes.
To solve this problem, actually the government needs to cooperate with this kind. And if there are, charities helping the beggars, it should go to them directly. And I, as I said before, that there are many beggars in here in the Philippines, and yeah, many people will try to help them, but at the same time, it's kind of complicated because it doesn't get to them right. So that's why I think the government should act straight and fast. So because beggars in the Philippines are very, very, very populated. So yeah, that's why I think it should be the government in charge with that. Yeah, that's my opinion for beggars.
I think so. I think we are able to solve this problem with the Philippine government making a program about better family planning, and also give them shelters and supports to the underprivileged people so that they won't become beggars in the streets. And I think that is a better way solution than giving them money, because they will just use it for drugs and other substances to abuse. So it's better if we make a program about it and to help them, to educate them, because once you educate a person, you can help them for the rest of their life instead of just giving them some things every day just to make a living. So I think, yeah, that's it.
So what I think we need to do is uh, educate them. That's the most important part. Also, um, help them able to with some different approach. You can help them. So like you can conduct a seminar or um, orientation about the what will they gonna do to make their life better or to improve their life and make a changes in their lifestyle.
I think what we could do is that a lot of communities can do this actually when the members of the community or the places can get together and try to help out the beggars, even if it's just in their community, like help out the beggars in their community so those people can be a part of the community and also help the other people in the community so all can be one and help each other.
This will the way to fix this is to get this would be the like to I need to help for the beggars is to uh, give them support to the government if possible, or those private donators in other countries or public, and though and they need some shelters for that. That's all.
But I think it's not just enough that we people whom they talk to or like ask for like something that we just give them right away. I think that's not just it's not just enough. So I think it would be solved if the government um, would would join in this matter. I think so. Government is one way to solve this problem.
I agree with her.